Today we are taking this bone stock Yamaha Zuma pre-bug and we're gonna make it fast. And as many of you know on this channel, this specific style Yamaha Zuma is one of the most popular scooters on this channel because it's honestly still one of my favorites. Just like all the other ones we have, we always end up doing a 70cc kit. And that's what time it is today, boys. At the end of the video, this thing will be a complete ripper, doubling the speed.
There we go, we got that mid-range.
This is our $500 scooter, our vertical Minarelli engine that we will be pulling out of the scooter. And here's another vertical Minarelli engine that is already stripped down to just cases. So we're gonna slap all our new parts on there, get this engine complete. And here is all the parts we're gonna need in order to do so. And this is $1,500 in parts. Isn't that funny? 3 times more than we paid for the scooter to get this thing ripping. This is the whole reason we're getting the scooter, right? So. With a mountain of parts, we have literally everything we need for this engine build, from carburetor to exhaust to variator to cylinder. It is time to take this 50cc scooter and get this thing ripping. First thing we're gonna do is port these cases. We have to match it to the cylinder. So as you can see, we have the gasket that comes with the cylinder here, and there's a big difference in the size of this port from the cylinder to the cases. So that black Sharpie mark is basically what we're going to be deleting. But one thing to note when doing this is underneath where that black Sharpie is a very, very thin part of the case. So you need to take JB Weld and stuff those little cracks with some aluminum JB Weld before you go in here and Dremel it away. So that way you don't burn a hole through your case and forever have an air leak. All right, now that we have our cases all port matched for the actual cylinder, smoothed out a lot of the transitions into the bottom of the case, now it is time to throw it together. So we are using the method I use every time, and that is dry ice, boys. So let me grab everything we need and we'll get to work. I was cleaning my cases and ended up doing this on the ground, but we went ahead and slapped in our crank bearings, which was super simple. Like I said, I leave them on dry ice and then they literally just fall into the case. This one needed a little bit more effort into it, but it ended up just popping right in, no problem. Now that we got our bearings in there, it's time to get the crank in here. So our crank now on the dry ice in the cooler. Now we're gonna heat up the inner part of the bearing just a tiny bit because these bearings do have bearing grease in them already. We don't want to melt it all out, so move it up a little bit. Keyway for the flywheel, go this way, and this thing should just fall right in, like that. Got our dwell pins in and our sealant right there on this side when the metal contracts, but the other sides together, lined up. Simple as that, boys. Ooh, she's happy. Kind of get them all snug for now, and then once it dries, we'll come back and actually torque them down.